Hey guys, happy Friday, April 20th. Yeah, right? Look at Josh's amazing jacket. I'm with my very wonderful, supportive, kind friend, Josh Paez. Right?
Pies, like apple cherry pumpkin.
I know, but everybody always tries to put an accent on it. Oh yeah, she's the pie lady, so we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yes.
It's
not pies. It's not like feet. You know, in Spanish, pies is feet.
Yes.
No, this is. I'm a Russian Jew. It's a shortening of something that I couldn't pronounce and nobody really knows. So yeah, probably yes.
It's
there's a
totally
kavich on the
Yiddish.
end somewhere.
Oh, thank God we have an expert here. Hey, Bill. David Pavlik is with us too.
The CEO pastor.
Yes. So let us know you can hear us or see us. I guess I should pull up Facebook since I completely got distracted with my own fun.
Hey, Diane, good to see you on here.
Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, Diane, she was on earlier too. We had a great show earlier. We're going 2 for 3 right now with, oh, look, she smiled at you.
Oh.
So we've been trying to plan this. I messed up incredibly.
Maybe I think I might have messed up.
No, I am 100% sure it was me. Listen, we all know it. You're being kind. I have no assistant. I have a beautiful, wonderful intern right now, so that is awesome. Shout out to Caitlin. She hides herself when she watches this because she doesn't want anyone to know that she actually watches it. But welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to have you.
Good to be here.
You do so much work behind the scenes for... It takes a village to be the TED Show participant, or to work with TED, that's for sure. Just ask my wife and my kids. But you have a much broader, bigger history than just working with the TED Show. Yeah,
well, and actually, I'll tell everybody secretly why, thank you, I do have good jackets. I appreciate it.
He really does. He's got great jackets.
So, yeah, I started working with you because I had a big vision and I thought we could execute together. So that big vision is that I've been to other clubs in the Club Corp group, and I think Club Corp could use us. I think marketing-wise, we got some big ideas and some big things. I think the TED Show needs to go on the road. I think we need to go live from all the other clubs.
I love this idea.
Yes, and I
know, but I still love it. I like to hear it out loud.
It's fun, yeah.
The more you speak it, the more it comes into fruition.
Absolutely. I mean, do you know we have astronauts in other clubs? Like, legit. Like, they've seen the moon up close. They know it's not cheese.
Not the ones that think they're astronauts, but the real astronauts.
Well, like Colorado and other states have pot, I hear, and they may think they're astronauts there. That was another one of your shows.
Or here in Orlando.
Yeah, whatever. And, so there's that going on. But no, I mean, we've got really interesting people all over.
We do.
I don't think Club Corp markets themselves as well as they could. And
Agreed.
I think our combined expertise and efforts might really make that awesome. So that was the genesis of our very
like
fun...
Lewis and Martin on the road. They don't know who Lewis and Martin are. They're too young. God, I don't know. Three Stooges. We could bring David with us over here.
Which
and Deanna will be our singer in the middle because she's got that nice look to her. She's got the white dress on.
You'll see on the 2 o'clock show, I guess.
So give us a little background on you because people always want to know. Like you gave your bio. It was very, very good Josh bio, but
okay.
Tell them more about you and your upbringing and how you got to your why.
Okay, all right. Well, I am born and raised in very cold Rochester, New York. Moved here, I know, it snowed there yesterday.
I just can't believe it.
I know. So yesterday it snowed, and it didn't here, which is one of the great reasons why I'm here.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, we moved here about 3 years ago. My wife and I knew we wanted a change of weather and tax base. And we have family here, and the Rochester Airport, God bless them, it requires 3 or 4 jumps to get to places like LA. So we knew that we would fare better here, and that has been quite the truth. And we've fallen in love with Orlando. You know, we knew Disney, and we knew our family's homes here, but we didn't really know Orlando.
You're a big Disney fan, and a big Star Wars fan.
Absolutely. And Disney, when it's not school, you know, we go twice a week maybe. Nice. During school, we go at least a handful of times every month. You know, as a creative, I draw a ton of inspiration from the life of Walt Disney and also all the creations that came from his world. So,
how was it coming down? Because you had an established career up in New York. You had a client base. You
still do.
But how was it to move here and then have to kind of handle that remotely?
Challenging, to be honest. So, you know, I still have an office in the central part of the city of Rochester, New York, and we have clients that we proudly still serve there, have a blast doing it. But when you come to a new city, you know, I kind of expected Orlando to be more like Manhattan, where more hustle and bustle, less loyalty, honestly. You know, in Manhattan, you know, you can work your way in because everybody's looking to maybe jump ship to the next best thing.
Right.
So you can kind of wedge in big markets like that. And when I moved here, Orlando was officially the 18th largest market in the U.S. I bet that'll actually change. We'll probably grow in that number.
That, sure.
But, you know, I thought it would be just kind of hustle and get attention. And there's some truth to that. As long as everybody's always hustling and real genuine, you can get attention. That's one of my fascinations in life. But it wasn't as easy. And the Citrus Club, you know, networking opportunities, the one-to-one networking is how I got all my work in New York. And that is still largely how I get my work here, is I make friends. We decide to do something together, and you know.
Well, you have a real talent, so let's talk about your talent.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's not just that you want to be a filmmaker or you're a wannabe filmmaker. You have C47 Films.
That is our production company.
And
Yep.
so you actually have produced films, you have produced commercials, you've directed, produced, I don't know, starred in, written. I've seen one that you were in, actually.
Okay.
You showed it to me. But you're enmeshed in the art of filmmaking, of all sorts of genres within filmmaking. So talk a little bit about that. Did you always have an interest in?
Not really. I grew up, I was an actor at the age of 5. And it was opportunities through the megachurch we were attending when I was a kid. And a great way to learn that side of entertainment, being on stage in front of people, cameras on. And I had, from the behind-the-scenes aspect, my uncle is a world-renowned acoustical designer and audio engineer. So I got to learn the live world from behind the scenes, because he started training me from the time I was about 10 on some of the tech stuff, to be very vague, you know, sound reinforcement, sound design, sound mixing, lighting design. So I had that at a very young age.
And that sparked an interest. You became fascinated about behind the scenes.
Well, and I was genuinely fascinated, but to be truthful, I didn't realize how much of a personal passion it was until I chased what I thought I was going to do in my life, which was, I've got a lot of people in my family who are in real estate, big real estate, and so I went to school for business and started in management in a real estate investment trust, and at 21 years old, I was upper middle management in a multi-billion-dollar real estate investment trust, which, you know, there's a little bit of a feather in the cap, but I wasn't fulfilled.
I was going to say, the creative side of you could not have been fulfilled in that particular job.
No, I was kind of dying inside, but I didn't know it until kind of a long, harrowing story brought me to an opportunity that my friend, one of my best friends, his name's Dave, he actually lives here now. Another great reason why we moved here is, you know, they live in Oviedo. He calls my wife and says, "Would you act on my new TV show?" And I'm like in the background going, "Dave, you don't have a TV show." He's like, "Well, I do. It's going to happen." And basically the long and the short of it was he became the media director of the church I grew up in. And the TV show, which they had one, he figured out nobody was watching. And if nobody's watching the show, that means you're wasting the church's money. So what did he do? He yanked it. And he slayed the sacred cow. Dead. Which means when you slay the sacred cow, the person who slays it also gets slain. So the ultimatum was put a show on the air that's better, or you can be a plumber.
We went with plumber.
Yeah, no, he decided to recruit people and do a Saturday Night Live style show called 360 TV. And my wife, since we had just gotten married.
That was church-based?
It was faith-based sketch comedy. Our internal rule was one sketch minimum had to have some scriptural connotation to it. Then everything else just had to be clean enough that your kids could be in the room, but it could just be good fun.
Gotcha.
Well, don't you know, like within a year or so, there's a great, you know, case study on how it all happened. We were on in over 1,000 markets around the world, 3 satellite networks. We had groupies. I would go to restaurants and people would buy my meal because you're Josh from 360. I mean, It was crazy.
I aspire to be that.
Yeah, you're on your way.
It's coming.
I think people already buy you drinks. Have you checked your bill?
Allegedly. They do? Oh my God, is that why I have no bill? I'm kidding.
I should start the Josh show.
Though. You should totally start the Josh show if that's the.
I kind of have.
Listen, the currency is whatever it is. I don't expect. Yes, I do. Drinks, please. But how did that work with 360 TV? You were a sketch actor, kind of like improv, or did you guys write it up? Were you part of the whole process?
I was part of the whole process. Okay. So Dave actually didn't suggest I would go on camera. He suggested that I would write and produce with him, and so I had no skills in that. So we were literally going to the library and getting books and trying to figure it out. In our first couple of episodes, I mean, take the Wayne's World episodes within the movie Wayne's World, and those were better than what we were turning out.
But you were working on it. It was a passion. It was something cool that you were doing.
It started working, and we started figuring it out. You're right. And it ended up that we ended up getting really good at it. Dave is still a freelance film producer, director, writer. If you've ever seen the viral video here in Florida, Cardboard Stories for Rethink Homelessness,
yes.
That was Dave's idea. He was the creative director on it. I actually was the director of photography on that. So if you've seen that, you've seen some of my work. And
that's right. That was so good. That went viral. Justin Timberlake actually commented on that. Right?
JT, People Magazine.
I'm sorry, I'm not in the know. It's JT. My bad.
That's JT, right? And George Takei.
Yeah, he was awesome.
It was really good. 6-7 million views on it currently, not including the copies that people, they weren't using the YouTube version, so whatever the view count is on that one.
Right.
So
hard to track sometimes.
Absolutely.
So what did you actually though have produced, directed your own films? So talk to them a little bit about that, because
sure.
Obviously you're the writer. I kind of joke that I have a face for radio, so you had a face for production apparently.
Exactly.
But you wrote and directed, or you got involved and created your own library or your own films. So talk about that, because that's not an easy leap, right?
No.
How do you make that leap? Because people don't realize you can be a creative, you can have all of this energy going into it, but you still need to have funding, you still need to have a team, you still need to have people around you. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, so I think the truth is that you don't need people or funding to start, because, you'll find that in all my social media, I'm preaching this a lot. The cell phone is the most powerful film tool on the planet. So if you're looking for advice for people, the truth is start filming something, iterate, figure it out. As you get good at it, somebody will go, oh, that's cool, can I help? And you literally just spin up as you grow in your skills. But if you've got a cell phone with a camera, you have no excuse, you can try.
Agreed.
So that's kind of where I was. We moved from 360 TV, I say we, I moved on and got a job in the industry as the marketing director for a film and TV company and a producer for that company. And when you're working with Emmy-winning talent, and they all in that room were, I was the odd man out, you're going to film school. So right. I spent a year doing that, but that was when the DSLR revolution happened. And so prior to that,
What's DSLR again?
DSLR is digital single lens reflex camera. So essentially any Canon still camera with a removable lens on it is a DSLR for the most part. And the video function on that used to be just this cute thing that everybody kind of chuckled about until some dude in London shot a short film on it and blew everybody's mind. When that happened, people started going, well, gee, maybe. Because the guy I was working for, his camera, $250,000. Literally, when we would go out on a crew,
wow.
not just, all of the lights, all the stuff, that was also very expensive, but his camera alone, lens and body, $250,000. I couldn't get into that game. It was hard to even get a chance to practice. But the moment the DSLR came out, $900 camera and lens, data card $50, I'm in. And so that's when a friend of mine said, hey, let's do a short film together. So we scrounged to like $200 together, did a short film, and we released it in the Faith Market, a website called sermonspice.com. And
sermonspice.com.
Yeah, so if you're a pastor and you want to preach on a specific topic, you go there, type in a couple of keywords of interest, and you'll get videos that have that meta tagging, and you can pay to download those to use at church. Cool. It's like $20, you get a lifetime license, so it's very affordable. You don't need a media department at your church.
How long was the short film?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. And what was your vision for that film? Did you guys collaborate on it? Did it take, 5 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot. When you're trying to shoot it, get it right. One of the reasons I love live is because I'm OCD and I don't want to worry about my chins and my cheeks. I just want to do the video and be finished. But that's not how you do a film.
No. So we had to do location scouts. We had to cast it. We had to, you write a proper script, and we don't tend to storyboard on small projects, but you do go through a shot list that has writing that's details, that will give you a sense of where you're going with it. And then you got to figure out what equipment and times of day and what type of lighting is natural for those times of day and balance that. So you've got, I mean, there's work to be done.
It's a lot of work.
Then you film it, and then you're stuck editing it and making magic in post. And so that 1 5-minute short was, if you were to compress it all into days of work, probably 3 or 4 days of planning. And of course, it happens across weeks, and then a whole day of shooting and a couple days of editing, and then you release it on Sermon Spice. You got to be an approved producer, and you do a little light advertising with them, and you hope it works.
And so, did you feel fulfilled when you finally had the real product and you uploaded it? Was that the first time that you had done something like that, start to finish, as a film?
Yeah, outside of sketches, which have a similarity to them, but we were far more guerrilla with our tactics on the show because we had so much volume that we had to deliver. That was the first self-produced, self-directed, self-written short film, and we did sell, and we got some money behind that. And so my friend Andrew, who I've collaborated with and worked side by side with ever since, and 10 plus years later, he said, let's do another thing. So he sent me, he and his kids went and saw a movie in this gorgeous theater. It's an old vaudeville theater in Dansville, New York. He sends me photos. He goes, we got to do something in this room. And so I see this room, and it's gorgeous. And he said, maybe something with veterans. I'm like, okay, that makes sense from a topic standpoint. But So I get this brainstorm like 20 minutes later. I was literally in my boxers in the kitchen, and I'm scribbling, and we came up with the short film I Fought for You off of that, and we co-produced it. It has had, across all uploads at this point, over 50 million views online.
Wow.
We've sold over the last, it's almost 10 years old now. It's going on 10. Gross sales on the $500 budget, $800,000 of gross sales across approximately 10 years. Sermon Spice takes some cuts. Other collaborators take cuts. I didn't make $800,000, but that's a lot.
I don't think Josh would be here if he made $800,000.
No.
Not on the TED Show.
So it was a great. That's actually what launched C47 Films.
And what does C47 stand for?
So a lot of people think it's the military plane, and I love the connection because I'm all about vets. However, a C47 is a wooden clothespin. And it's an industry gag, honestly. As the legend has it, nobody can prove it. Back when film was traversing we're talking early 1900s, from experimental to a business, the investors demanded that accountants be involved. Well, those accountants were coming in with no film experience.
Sure.
So when you see a certain line item on there, it might be suspect, it might not. If you've got a line item for a light, okay, approved. Camera, definitely. Clothespin, no. So it was the opportunity for an accountant to flex their muscle and say, I caught you. But the thing is, you actually back then needed them. The lights were really hot, wardrobe malfunctions, whatever. There was reason to have them on set. And so it was a common thing to lose off the line item. And so savvy producers started putting code words out there.
Love it.
So they'd ask for bags of C47s instead of 100 clothespins. And the gag stuck, and it's fun. So if there's a kid on set, they're a production assistant, and you ask for a clothespin, they'll get you a clothespin. But if you want to know how green they are, ask for a C47 and see what happens.
Hey, Christina, how are you? Lots of hellos, by the way. And
Awesome.
I haven't been able to catch up with them. We'll both address it later, I promise.
Absolutely.
All right, but you have transitioned, and if there's anything I skip around, just you interrupt me, please.
Do it.
See, she loves the jacket.
Thank you.
But we want to talk about you're doing vlogging now. Correct,
Yeah.
and so that's become a big thing in what you're working on. So I want to spend some time on that so people understand it.
Not a midlife crisis tag.
I love it. Yeah, I swear it's not a midlife crisis.
So a real thing that's happening in the film and television world is that because of social media and the demand for frequency, and look at the TED Show. Ted, you're on 5+ times a week,
right.
And that is how you're getting really awesome traction for your brand, for the show, for other people, all the guests that come on. But if he was a once-a-month effort and spending $10,000 on production, would anybody know about the TED Show? My guess is no. And that's an interesting...
Oh.
Hi, Tilly. It's good to see you, baby. So my family's watching, everybody.
I love that.
So it's just the world shifted. So do big brands need to invest in big projects, the stuff that I'm used to doing? Yeah, they probably still do.
Right.
Coke, Pepsi, and they're the big brands. But let's distill it down to even people who are in businesses making millions of dollars and they're looking to grow, the work that I've traditionally done is still valuable for them. But what if you're a small business? What if you've got a marketing budget that is saturated by having to go to events because that's how your industry sells,
right,
and you've not put anything together for video? What do? Do you hire a guy like me at $50,000 and stress your business and get in trouble? Or do you embrace the frequency you need in order to build towards having the budget to hire guys like me? And the answer is, you go guerrilla, you come up with a good tactic, and you go for it. I've turned down probably 100 small businesses in the last year or two who have said, we've got a couple $100, what can we do? I used to say nothing. I was wrong, honestly. The answer is that there's a ton you could do, but without me. I needed to offer a couple of tips, a couple of tidbits, and empower people to go do stuff. So I'm trying to live my own mantra that people should have done it. So the guy who runs around with cameras that are worth tens of thousands of dollars, and I literally, I have a trailer full of gear that when we do a movie, I drag that trailer out, and I've got lights and camera and action.
Equipment.
I got cool stuff.
You do.
So many people, thank you, Stacy. So many people would love to have that, but it's not right for them yet.
Right.
So I'm living it out by shooting on an SLR myself. That's what I shoot my vlogs on Mondays and Thursdays. And then Friday, and this is I swear it's not a midlife crisis thing, I bought a Miata. I've always wanted one. It's a convertible Miata. We're going to wrap it with my branding and wait till you see the wrap. I met with a guy yesterday.
I know, I can't wait to see that.
Dude,
it's
going to be just shy of insane, but if I wear jackets like this, you'll connect with that. So we're wrapping it with my branding. And we're going to kind of do a comedians in cars getting coffee, Jerry Seinfeld, Casey Neistat, travelish vlog thing, merged with my expertise as an admonition to you, the viewer, small business person, that you should be grabbing. Here, look, I've got a GoPro behind the scenes right now. This is a $120 GoPro. I'm filming myself. It's going to be part of the vlog. This thing is a powerful film tool. You know what else is a powerful film tool? This thing right here. So my Friday vlog is going to be cell phones and GoPros only, mostly unlit. I mean, we're going to use the sun.
Natural light.
I'll tell you, the sun is a great film tool.
Favorite.
And the lighting that's in a building, we're going to try to stick to that. Or if we bring in lighting, we're going to go cheap. I'm going to go on Amazon. You'll see that I went on Amazon. I'm going to buy the $20 light, the $30 light, the type of thing that won't make you cringe when you have to find money in your budget to do it.
Right.
And I'm going to just live that maxim.
I love it.
And that way people can be empowered that somebody's doing it, a pro is doing it. You know, I've got 10 plus years in the industry. I'm the chair of an international film festival's main professional division. I've got over 40 national and international film awards. And I, at the age of 34, won the Lifetime Achievement Award from the New York State Film Office. I think I might be able to call myself an expert. And I'm going to use, allegedly, I'm going to use what some people would call toys to do a very professional thing, because I want you to go grab those toys and do a very professional thing, grow your business like crazy, build your brand, and when it's too much, it's time to call me.
Correct. And I think that a lot of people don't believe that it can be done just on a phone. I have people who have never done Facebook Live that come on as a guest, and they say, is that it? It's that camera stand and your phone that's filming that? They can't believe that you can create the product that you can create and not have to spend $10,000, $20,000 on it, or have 6 people around you.
100%.
And I love that you're doing that, because I think a lot of businesses are trying to get into social media, into digital media, into doing more for their brand, because mailers are expensive.
Yes.
Basic TV, even basic cable can be very expensive. So if you
Well, it's also, for so many brands, a waste of money.
Agreed. And so, but if you have enough database, I think one of the other mistakes that people make, and I'd love your comment on this, is if you only have 50 friends on Facebook, social media, you need to work on your social media first, in my opinion, because you're going to be disappointed by your response. The reason why we get a lot of response is I have 5,000 on Facebook alone. Yes. And so, but I spent a lot of time building that. And then when we launched, it was an immediate engage there. Yeah. So if you're expecting the same thing with 50 friends that we get with 5,000 friends, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, it's a mistake that I've made in my own business that I didn't start building my email list years ago. I've only started building that recently, and it will pay off over time. But you're right. I mean, I've got about 2,000 friends on Facebook. I got 4,000 followers on Twitter. I've got about 2,000 on LinkedIn. You start amassing those, and there's crossover for sure. There are different platforms to get to maybe the same people, but there's not nowhere near 100% crossover.
Correct.
So you start amassing that. Now you've got a bit of an audience, and you're right. The money is in the list.
Yep,
and
you're right.
you know, networking is wonderful. I get great large work out of networking, but you're not going to get recurring revenue out of the network.
You're not.
You're going to get it out of the social network.
Correct.
And you know, and something that a lot of people dismiss is $5 a day. $5 a day on Facebook. It's some of the most underpriced advertising out there right now.
Is that Facebook ads or
ads? Boosts, yeah. So you go ahead and you start building that frequency and throw $5 behind it and watch how many views you get.
Right.
Geo-target and put some demos behind it and get to the target market you're interested in.
But Facebook dumbs it down. They really make,
So
even
easy.
I can do it. Like, seriously, it's almost like a bot does it. You can just click on something and it leads you through the whole thing. And he was talking about geo-targeting. If you know it, great. If you don't, they know it for you. So they will help you go through it so that you're not afraid of those things. And I think people are oftentimes afraid to try that because they think, oh God, it's going to be a waste, or I don't know how to do the demographics. I promise you, Facebook makes it so easy.
Well, and there will be waste in it because you're learning through the process, but think about how little $5 really is in a marketing budget. So, you know, I think people paralyze when there's too much to do.
Correct.
So don't make it too much. You know, the point of it, by the way, my vlog is the Get Attention vlog. It's under my name, Josh Pies, on YouTube, but if you go to getattention.work, that's my URL, it'll take you right to the vlog, and start following that. Yeah, Bob, right. Even you can do it. I don't know you, but you can do it.
Bob's awesome.
Good. Hi,
He's
awesome,
helped
Bob.
me. It takes a village to do TED, trust me. I mean, there's like 900 people that help out. Ask my wife. All right, so we're going to share all, it goes by so fast, right? So we're going to share all of Josh's information. We didn't get to half the stuff I know that we want to talk about, but we're going to encourage them to follow you, to go to your vlog, to go to your website, to engage Josh, and we'll share all of that when we post the video in a minute.
I promise it's going to be fun.
Of course it's fun. How can it not be fun with the Boom Pow Wham jacket? And he's got a fantastic Star Wars one that he wears as well.
Hey, and May the 4th, he goes live here. It'll be May the 4th be with you.
Yep.
I'll be wearing my Star Wars jacket. I'm usually behind the scenes, but I might go streaking, clothed in my jacket, through his shot.
You should totally do that. I mean, after all the conversations we've had on that show already, I mean, it's crazy. You should totally do that. Jeff might not invite us back, though. I mean, that might be...
Jeff loves us.
That's your mouth to God's ears. All right. So any parting words of wisdom for them? Anything you want to share with them before we part?
Well, my maxim is that attention getting is marketing, and marketing is attention getting. So if you know you need attention, you're in the business of marketing, and it takes diligence to get to excellence, and that will show your authenticity. That's me in a nutshell.
Nice.
So be diligent in your attempts to get attention. You'll iterate through your diligence and get to your excellence. And as you're showing that excellence, authentic you will be shown. Hi, David, who's
Thanks,
over
David.
there right now.
We have audience members today. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
absolutely. So just fear not. You have to get in the game to be in the game.
Correct.
And there is zero fail. There really is. The only fail is when you perceive the fail. So go ahead, and persistence gets it. Consistency keeps it. Yes, exactly.
Agreed.
CEO pastors on it. Absolutely. You've just got to get in and pursue, iterate towards your excellence. You will be awesome.
Agreed. All right. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate
man.
all you do for me.
Oh, spot
you're
on,
awesome. We love you guys so much, and we've got one last show. Deanna's going to talk about pies, much more than pies. trust
Yeah,
me.
well, and not this pies, but I actually think
And
they're
now I
edible,
understand-
right? Like
now
pies.
Now I understand why I thought you had the accent on it, because you're Rochestering it. So you've got this pies thing. That
I do have a Rochester R that like slips into words
so
that don't
I'm
even
like,
have R's.
now I get it. So when you said it earlier, yeah, there's a little hash. What is it called? The tete-a-tete.
A tilde?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there's a TED in there. I think we're gonna call a tilde a TED now.
Everything should have TED in it. All right, I love you guys. Mwah.
Bye,
See you later.
Tilly.
Bye, guys.